Time to say goodbye. Che non ho mai veduto vissuto con te. Adesso si rivivrò.
Hey guys, how you going? Jason Andrew here, and yes, it is time to say goodbye to 2020. Not only say goodbye to 2020 for the obvious reasons, but also to say goodbye to certain behaviours that may have led to where you are right now. Are you sitting there thinking, you know what, life quite hasn't turned out the way that I actually had planned? Not only because of 2020. I mean, I don't have the job that I want. I'm not earning the income that I really originally planned. I don't have the house that I wanted, or maybe I don't have the bank balance or investments or investment properties that I really planned to have way back when in my 20s. And I'm sitting here now just sort of reflecting on that and thinking that you just wish that life could have been a little bit different. Well, you know what? You're not alone, because there are certain things that you can do to change that for 2021. And if you've been part of the 21 Days for 2021 group up until now, then you will have already put in place some plans, and you will already have something solid for 2021 so that you can hit the ground running. So congratulations if that's you. Hang on a second. Sorry, I'm just up here at my sister's place in Newcastle, and the next door neighbour's dog is very friendly. But if that is you, then there's some definitely things that you need to take. But the first thing you need to do is actually have a plan in place to actually reflect on, to say that to reflect on something that didn't work. And what I mean by that is having a fully documented plan in place. So if you haven't had something documented in place, you can't really say that things didn't go to plan, because all you're really saying there is you had some thoughts and some ideas, but nothing really came into fruition. And the reason is because you never took the time or effort to put down a plan and put it in writing. So what I've got in here is this book here, 11 years of New Year's Day planning that my wife had done and I have done over the last 11 years, way back since 2009. And every day, on New Year's Eve, for the last 11 years, we've sat down together, we've written our goals, we have reflected on the year that was, and we reflect on the plans that we created last year, what happened and what didn't happen, and we have write down our goals for the year coming forward. So unless you've got something solid like this written down in a plan of action, then you don't actually have a right to say that plans didn't come into place, because you didn't have plans in place in the first place. So you need to actually document them down, otherwise they're not real, they're just something that you've been thinking about. So in the group of 21 Days for 2021, there's a group of people who have actually sat down and written down their goals, and they're ready to hit the ground running tomorrow. So back in November, the 30th of November, we started this group. We had over 100 people joining, and only a handful have actually decided to write down their goals and get into 2021. Now, obviously, life gets in the way, and it is a very busy time in Melbourne, in Australia, and all around the world to write down your plans for 2021. So that's why we extended this whole program by an extra week. So hopefully you've made use of this time that you've had, and that you've got in here and you use the tools. If you're watching this from outside of the 2120 group, then go into the link above here and click on that, because it's not too late for you to go in and start watching day 15 to get a real essence of what you need to do to hit the ground running and get your plan in place. It's a strategy on a page. If you're watching this from within the group, just go to day 15 again and revisit that, and then watch the rest of the week, because you've got the clear action items that you can do. This is going to be coming down in the next 48 hours, so as we transition into the fund money method. So if you're watching this from within the group, you'll see the link up there for you to join, so we can help you put down these plans of actions in place. So guys, if you are sitting here thinking that 2020 didn't happen the way that we had planned, then you're not alone. I mean, everybody's got that. We had lots of things that didn't happen in our life. So, sorry, neighbour's dog again. So lots of things that didn't happen in our life, like we didn't get to go on the family ski trip. We didn't get to go to my cousin's wedding in Bali. We didn't get to do the family outback adventure. I had a fintech business that was launched, spent money building it up. Didn't get to launch that because of COVID. But what we did get was more time together with the family. We had a family road trip up here to Newcastle. I'm at my sister's place. And we also had made me create a new business called Fund Money, and there's 21 Days of Awesome. Okay, sorry. Which create the 21 Days of Awesome, which means I'm able to give real value to people like yourself. So it's time for you now to say goodbye to 2020. Say goodbye to your old ways of thinking. Say goodbye to just inaction or being paralyzed with overanalyzing things. If you're in the group here and you are thinking, well, should I take that next step? Then yes, of course you should, because what you've done so far has got you where you are now. If you're serious about hitting your goals and creating goals that are meaningful, because you came to this planet for a reason, right? You came here to make a difference. Then join the Fun Money Method in that link above here, and we can help you get started. If you're watching this from outside the group, like on my page or through YouTube, then join the group now and be amongst a group of people who are really keen to try and hit the ground running in 2021 with some key action items. So say goodbye to your old ways of thinking. Say goodbye to being paralyzed, because being analysis paralysis doesn't get you anywhere. And say hello to 2021 with success on your terms. So if you remember, we had a video interview with Cameron Klein, the ex-CEO of National Australia Bank, and he said that success really is defined by being successful in your own terms, not doing the job that your parents wanted you to do, not just buying the house that everybody else thinks you should buy, but defining success on your own terms. And I can tell you from experience, that is how you achieve true happiness. So if the first thing you're going to do is put down your A plan and document your plan in here, and then because life gets in the way, and it has for many of you, then think about your plan B, because plan B can oftentimes be better. What if plan B from COVID has not been, terrible, but it's actually been B for better? So I'll give you a little simple analogy. We went on a family road trip from Melbourne to Newcastle to visit my sister. And, we had no idea what was going on with COVID. So we just said we had a destination, and we had we wanted to do a few things on the way, but because of the restrictions, we had to go into plan B, and plan B actually ended up being better. So there's a few things in that for you. One is get a plan in place. And if you need to change, go into plan B, because plan B is often better. And plan B means that it doesn't mean you're not getting to your destination, because you've got your destination in place. You just need to meander along the way. So I saw this today, which was I thought was really fitting. And I'll close out on a couple of key points around this. Now, The Queen's Gambit has been viewed by 62 million people. So if you've seen this Netflix series, it's really fantastic. It's about a chess champion from the 1950s and 60s. And it was talking about how it took him, Alan Scott, it took him 30 years and 9 rewrites, because every studio that he showed to said that no one would be interested in chess. So he started out 30 years ago with an idea, and it took him 9 rewrites of perseverance by going through plan B, C, D, E, F, G, changing his plan and course to get to where he wanted to, and eventually he got there. You know that J.K. Rowling presented the Harry Potter series, The Philosopher's Stone, the first one, to 12 publishers before it got rejected before one small publisher took it up, and now she's worth billions. So the idea of planning and moving into plan B is not so much changing your destination, it's actually having a plan in place so that you can be more flexible and that you can adjust so that you can get to where you want to be. So if you're like us, sit down. We've got 11 years of plans in here that we have sat down and documented, and this gives us the right to say that our plans didn't work, but also gives us the right to say let's move to plan B, and makes us more prepared, because nothing has changed in terms of where we want to be going. It's just that we had to meander a few ways along the way. So guys, that's it for me. I just wanted to come in and just give you a quick live to say get on track. If you join the group, the reason you join it is because you wanted to have a plan done by now. If you haven't, you've got 48 hours to do it. It's going to be really quick. Drop us a line if you need some help. Go to the links above on this video just to go get some help, and we'll help you implement the plan that you want to. But most of all, I just want to make sure that you have a very happy New Year's Eve, and I hope you've had a great, wonderful Christmas. Really looking forward to 2021 being an awesome year. It can be if you wanted to, and we're here to help you make that happen. So guys, click the links, drop us a message, make a comment. I'm really looking forward to closing out the year, and I'm really pumped. Haven't been so pumped before for another year. I've really got our strategy map in place. Katrina and I are about to sit down. We're going to go through our plans. We're going to share our dreams and goals for next year, and what we want to do as a family. So I'll see you guys on the other side, and see you next year. Happy